This is Socially Speaking.
I'm Perry Ray. This is Socially Speaking, Flash Edition. I'm Perry Ray, your host, and Election Day is Tuesday, November 5th, and I want you to be well aware that many Americans have already voted, but many more have not. And so tonight, I want to give you every reason to vote responsibly. That's the bottom line. You see, we've allowed irresponsibility to be the order of the day. And it's due season that you understand the relevance and importance of this election. Now, many of you know I'm the executive director of a nonprofit group, and we champion racial and social justice. And in that hat, we tell voters to vote responsibly. Now, Perry Ray, as the host of Socially Speaking, in that hat, I'm telling you to vote responsibly. In other words, I'm the same here as I am there. There's no change up, no switch up, no difference. It is what it is. So let's look at the election, the national election, the election for president. But before that, I want to say there are local elections. And everything political is your local election. All the things that concern you, from your stop signs to your traffic cameras, whatever the case. I'm a resident of the District of Columbia, and renters justice is the relevant topic for me. And I've been working on a campaign to get justice for renters, but I'm one of those. We're living in substandard conditions, and we want change. I want change, not only for myself, but for my community. Living in dignity is relevant and important. And so we have a race for the U.S. Congress. Our representative in the U.S. Congress is Eleanor Holmes Norton. She's been in that position for 4 decades. Time for change. She's a Democrat, and what I want to make sure you understand is that I am not a Democrat. Of course I'm not a Republican. Don't even know why you'd ask. I am a Green Party card holder. And as in D.C., our party is called the D.C. Statehood Green Party. We're an affiliate of the National Green Party. And I will make sure that I let that be known. So I want to transition from Eleanor Holmes Norton to Kamon Freeman. I'm endorsing Kamon Freeman as our next representative in the House. Now, D.C. does not have statehood, so we don't have 2 senators. We're not equal in this country. We don't have equal rights in D.C. That's unconstitutional. But Democrats will not rectify it. I'm making that clear to you. I want you to understand that. It's problematic. My vote on the House floor does not exist because Eleanor Holmes Norton, she can't vote on the House floor. Oftentimes when Republicans are in control of the House, she can't even speak on the House floor. So that is problematic as well. So I'm now going to move to the race that the general public is fixated on. And it is one of the most consequential. It is the most important race. And that's the race for president. So we have Donald Trump, who's been in our psyche for over the last, 40 years. But most relevantly, since 2015, when he announced a run for president. And he ran. I got a mouse. You want to come out now? Anyway, Donald Trump is the quote-unquote front runner. But of course, we all know the story. Joe Biden, age showed up, and he's no longer the candidate, and his vice president took that mantle, and now she is competing against Donald Trump for the presidency. Very simple. What's changed about Donald Trump? And all of us know the answer is nothing. So I want to just share with you what is necessary to remember when you go into the voting booth on November 5th. If you've already voted, shame on you. Shame on you. But early voting has worked out well for Democrats. It's worked out well for the left. It's worked out well for liberals, but it hasn't worked out well for progressives. So, progressives, I'm mainly talking to you, but I'm talking to the entire country. I'm talking to my socially speaking audience. What we know is that Trump is still a racist. What we know that Donald Trump is still misogynist. And his supporters are also misogynists. We know that they have an ought against anyone who doesn't look like them, walk like them, talk like them, come from where they come from. Those people who look like me. That's a problem for me. And if you're white in this country, it should be a problem for you. Well, at least if you're white and not racist. So Donald Trump is still an opportunist. We know that he'll say he's for abortion one day and against abortion another. That he supports abortion. He even had the audacity to say he's the father of IVF, in vitro fertilization. That's an insanity. And he'll say anything to get you to like him. First of all, let me just say any politician worried about people liking him is a problem. And Donald Trump's been a problem. He's going to be a problem, even after this election happens on November 5th. Now, like Joe Biden, Trump's age is showing. It's on full display. The emperor has no clothes. Now, age is not necessarily a prohibitor of running for office. It's not necessarily a red flag or a dishonorable characteristic. But sometimes, well, there comes a time when you need to get the hell out the way. Trump's time's already here. I mean, when you look at the man, you wonder how anyone could even take him seriously. Who are his handlers? Who allows him to do that? And does he listen to them? And if he's not listening to the people closest to him, the people he's chosen to surround himself with, he's not going to listen to you. Listen, the Republicans have been purveyors of Donald Trump's disinformation, misinformation, misleading, and dishonorable messaging. They've been the purveyors of this. So will you continue to be misled? Will you continue to be lied to? Will you continue to allow someone to piss on your head and tell you it's raining? That's the question you ask yourself when you go into the voting booth on November 5th. I'm going because I want to vote on the day that the Constitution says I have the right to do it. Okay, the first Tuesday in November after the first Monday in November. I want to read the Constitution. So Republicans have been the purveyors of this misinformation campaign, this disinformation campaign on everything from Russian interference to just lying about whether or not the elections are free and fair. Listen, nothing's ever free. And rarely in America, anything is ever fair. But we have the power. We have the power under the Constitution, the only thing that saves your black ass. We have the power to make sure that they do the right thing, that the systems work as close to the way that they're supposed to work, not necessarily how they're designed, but how they're supposed to work, than anyone. That's why I teach in my book, as a condition of your freedom, I tell you, first you got to play the game. You got to participate. You got to get in there, even when you don't know what to do, how to do it, or even why you're doing it. You're doing it because the Constitution says you have a right to. And those white males that created that Constitution knew that it was important. So you got to get in there. You got to play the game. Next, you got to learn the game once you're in there. And once you learn the game, you must master the game. And only after you master the game can you change the game. It's just a word from Perry Ray, socially speaking. Now I want to talk about the fact that the recent court cases against Donald Trump, they've exposed the facts about his character, about the type of leader he'll be, the type of person who will represent you, the person whose face is on this country. It's an insanity. I bet you that's Barbara Patterson. Perry Red. Hang on, my phone is so slow, I can't even hear you yet. Okay, go ahead.
Should I be looking for the link at OBE?
Yes, I sent it.
Okay, no, it hasn't come through yet.
What?
I don't understand why.
Oh.
Okay, wait, let me see.
Let's see, sent messages. There it is to Barbara at OBE.com.
And I think it automatically updates or refreshes is the word I'm using.
Okay, let's see. 31 minutes ago. Jeez. All right. I'm gonna forward it to you again. See how this works. OBE.com. Because I just said, let me start recording. If Barbara comes in, then great. Send. With no message. Let me see. How else can I get it to you? I should have sent it to myself. That way I could text it to you. Let me see if my text is in. Forward. Oh. Cricket Wireless. Try that. Zoom. Yeah, I didn't upgrade my Zoom because it was just too expensive. They just kept going up and kept going up. Next thing they want $250 for a subscription. I'm like, fuck out of here.
For a year?
Yeah.
I thought it was free.
It is free, but you only get 40 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Right,
okay.
and so I said, well, I got all these meetings we have, and so
A corporate account. I mean, you're
business,
leading an organization.
right? And so it was $139, and I was like, damn, okay, we'll pay that. But then next year it's $251, and I'm like, you know what? 40 minutes at a time. We'll just call back.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me pause these.
Red Media.